Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you again.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always has those game ready.
Let's go!
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Kenzie with Boise State Soccer. When I moved to Boise, I thought I was ready for anything. Training, no problem. New teammates, bring it on. But driving on snow and ice, yeah, that was a whole new challenge. Here in Boise, winters mean real weather. That's why I'm so grateful for my Ford all-wheel drive. If you're new to Boise or just ready for a safer winter, head to Lithia Ford of Boise. Come check out the full lineup of all-wheel drive vehicles at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're supporting Boise State athletics. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise Pregame Show from Bronco Nation News. Game time is approaching, and we're getting you ready with the latest pregame news, interviews, analysis, and more from BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Have a pregame score prediction or comment? Let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN Pregame Show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise and our major sponsors Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange Store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show on Bronco Nation News.
Well, good evening, Bronco Nation. Welcome to the iconic pit here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. As for the 31st and final time on the schedule, at least, Boise State and New Mexico set to go here at the pit in Albuquerque. And Abe Jackson, they greet you 5,326 feet above sea level, only 83% oxygen available. There's the famous hallway, by the way, with the issue with the baseball team a couple years ago. But then you
head down.
You have the tunnel down to the pit, one of the most famous entrances in all of college sports. And when you get out there, this is what you're greeted with: 15,000 plus seats, almost all of them which will be full tonight, as Boise State looks to get a win here at the pit. The Broncos have played 13 games here in this building, Abe Jackson. A lot of memorable games, some close losses, some wins. And they will try to make it a fifth win here in the final scheduled meeting in this iconic building here at the pit. My name's BJ Rains, joined as always to kick off the pregame show, Abe Jackson. You'll hear him on the call coming up in just a little bit over on 670 KBOI with Bob Beeler, Bronco Radio Network, Learfield, all the affiliates there, 670 KBOI, as I said, a former sharpshooter, one of the greatest players in program history. Abe Jackson joining us here on the pregame show. And Abe, Leon Rice talking all week, getting a little sentimental, kind of coming in here. What are you've been to every game Leon Rice has played here. You've been here as well. So what are your thoughts coming into the pit for the final time?
You know, there's certain places that you're going to miss playing in now, and it's Albuquerque's not the easiest place to get to from Boise. We don't probably have a great record on this court because some of the good teams, but the venue is so iconic. I believe this is the place where Valvano ran around trying to find somebody to hug.
The NC State Championship.
NC State Championship was in this building. I mean, so many great basketball games between New Mexico and Boise State. I can remember when we first got into the Mountain West, New Mexico arguably could have had some of the best teams that we've actually ever seen in the Mountain West those first few years that we are in here. And so they've had really good teams. It's an energetic, loud crowd. I do think that this building here, forget what year it was, but they hit a three-pointer, and I took my headset off, and I remember thinking, this might be the loudest venue I've ever been in for a college basketball game. It can get really intense.
And it's a different kind of noise than like at Grand Canyon. That was more just the bass, and it was more of a party. And I don't want to say it was a fake atmosphere. It's just different. These fans are knowledgeable of the game. And the thing that I always notice here is there'll be, 13:45 left in the first half. It'll be a random possession in the game. Boise State will get a defensive rebound. It'll be 8-7, and they'll be dribbling the ball up the court. And you would think there was 10 seconds left in the game with the amount of just noise they make every possession on defense. And like you said, when they hit one or two buckets, you may only be down by 2 or 3 points, but it feels like you're down 15.
Yeah, this place can go absolutely berserk when good things happen. So hopefully the Broncos can handle that type of atmosphere. The last time they were in a big-time, loud atmosphere at Grand Canyon, the second half didn't go too well. But hopefully they learn some things from that and maybe calm the nerves or whatever it was in that second half, because they're going to need all their heads right in the right space in this building.
Let us know where you're watching from on the ICCU YouTube chat. Give us your score predictions, your thoughts. We'll get to those throughout the show here. You see the Broncos warming up on the screen. They're going with the black uniforms tonight. And some early news that we will not see R.J. Keene in this game tonight.
Yeah, R.J. Keene didn't make the trip, so he won't be in the game, of course. But when you're looking at a New Mexico team that has guys that leading scorer shoots a bunch of threes and runs off a million screens to try and get open in Jake Hall, that's something that someone's going to have to step up and guard, because I feel like Keene would have been on him, guarding him through all those screens.
Christine says, Abe, I found one of your great BK articles with the photo. We need to get a copy of that. Bring it in.
I'll bet I look exactly the same, right?
Let's see. A lot of comments coming in. R.J. Keene, one of those things where you're not sure what people are now wondering why he didn't make the trip. I don't think it's discipline or anything. We want to get that out there. Sometimes guys just get sick or something happens. He had that technical foul and he's getting punished. I don't think that's the case, Abe.
No, I don't think so either. But yeah, he won't be in the game here tonight.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. Sometimes things just happen. Guys get sick. You don't want the whole team to get sick. Maybe that's it. Maybe not. I don't know. But I don't think he's being punished for a technical foul early in the game or something like that. But Abe, who starts in his place? Couple different options. You could go NATO. He's obviously started some games, done well. You mentioned the size, especially at the perimeter that New Mexico has. Pearson Carmichael could be an option as well. But regardless of who starts, there's going to be some extra minutes, 40 extra minutes available for some guys.
There are going to be, but there's also going to be a whole bunch of toughness and great defense and rebounding that you're going to have to replace as well. And those little plays that can win you a game like we saw Keene make against Nevada. So not only is it going to be defense, it's toughness, it's rebounding. And I think they do have some options for starters. You could even throw Spencer Aarons in there for an option as well. I know that his defense has been coming along quite well later on this season.
I mentioned Leon Rice. I wrote an article at BroncoNationNews.com. He's 5-11 in this building. Came here 3 times with Gonzaga. We're hoping to get Dan Dickow on to talk about that 2002 season. They played here twice. They beat Fran Fraschilla in overtime when he was the coach here, and then they lost to Wyoming in the tournament when Leon Rice was an assistant at Gonzaga. So he's been here 3 times as an assistant, 13 times as the head coach, but 17th time for Leon Rice in this building. And I mentioned you've been here for all the ones at Boise State, but whether it's his relationship with Snake, which we'll show the video of here, or the incident with the baseball team a couple years ago, there's just something special about this place.
There is. And, great teams that play in great venues, really good teams like New Mexico they've had in the past that play in great venues, and the crowds come out. I mean, it's hard to beat this type of environment for a college basketball game.
So, okay, the first time these two teams played, Abe, New Mexico only scored 53 points. It was we're being nice if we say defensive slugfest. There were a lot of easy shots on both teams that were missed in that game. But Boise State fell behind early to start the game and then fell behind early to start the second half. So obviously a quicker start will be needed tonight. But what do you take away from that first game way back on December 30th? Because Boise State's defense was, again, I know some open shots were missed that Leon said won't be missed again, but the defense was pretty solid and helped them win that game.
Well, I remember the first half of that game could be the worst offensive basketball that we've seen percentage-wise in a half by both teams. Boise State shot 25% and still outshot New Mexico in the first half. Boise State shot 13% from 3 in that first half and outshot New Mexico from 3 in that first half in Boise. So it wasn't a great offensive game from either team, but the Broncos did get that win. I think New Mexico is a little bit of a different team now. So many new faces in the entire program. I mean, I think they have their sports information director and 2 managers back, and that's all that they have back from last year. And so it took them a little bit to figure themselves out, but I mean, they have one of the better records in the league right now.
No doubt about it. And they're obviously coming off a really tough loss against Utah State the other night by 20 points. In your career as a player, as a broadcaster, if a team has a bad home loss like that and then they're home again in another kind of big game, obviously they don't want to lose 2 home games in a row. So do you ever notice them come out with a little more fire or anything after a tough loss?
Yeah, and I'll bet if you ask some of the coaches from New Mexico, I'll bet they had a really intense week of practice as well, or 3 days of practice leading up to this game, because you just have to change things up sometimes when you do take a loss. You'll go over film and see what happened, but then just create some intensity in those practices just to get that energy out from that game and to focus on the next one. So I don't think you're going to see another 20-point loss from New Mexico on this court all year.
He's Abe Jackson, top 10 scorer in Boise State history. You'll hear him on the call with Bob Beeler coming up in about 16 minutes over on 670 KBOI. He's with us for a couple more minutes here as we get set for Boise State and New Mexico. And Abe, that game against Nevada, obviously got up 30-10, played awesome at the beginning of the game, gave it away, actually fell behind, came back, got it to overtime after the buzzer beater, and ended up hanging on. What'd you take away from that game, and confidence-wise, to have a big win like that? What can that do for this team the last couple of days and coming into tonight?
Well, one thing we talked about before that game is that it seems like this Bronco team just hadn't been able to make that one play or that one possession that they needed to take a lead late in the game or knock down free throws to really put a team away. And it kind of looked like that was going to happen at Nevada as well with those missed free throws, and then Nevada hitting a tough runner to send it to overtime. But they found a way to get it done. They knocked down the shots that they needed. They made the plays, the individual plays. There's so many plays in a basketball game, and that's why everyone says it's not on one play here. You know, there's so many that are involved. But a lot of times it does come down to just one play, one free throw made, or one ball that you catch from going out of bounds and calling a timeout that keeps a possession alive for you. The Broncos made those singular plays in that game.
All right, so we talked earlier about the noise, the atmosphere tonight. Like I said, there's one bucket, and it feels like a 10-0 run or something on one bucket in this game. How do you we've seen some teams handle that. We've seen some teams crumble. in this atmosphere. Obviously, Utah State handled it pretty well the other night, turned a 2-point game or 3-point game at the half into a blowout. But for Boise State's players tonight, particularly a NATO who struggled a little in the atmosphere at Grand Canyon, and some of these guys maybe playing their first game here, or just in general, what do you got to do? What are the challenges of combating an atmosphere like this?
Well, I think you have to shoot the ball relatively well. I don't think you have to go out and shoot 55%, but I don't think you can survive shooting another, low 30s maybe in that first half, because like I said, I think this New Mexico team is a different looking team than it was, month and a half ago or so is when we first played them. So they're a different looking team. Jake Hall has had so much confidence right now shooting the ball. He's shooting about 47% from three. Over half of his shots in conference have been from three. So it's a different looking team. So I think the Broncos have to shoot the ball relatively well.
All right, what are some other keys tonight for Boise State to get what would be a fairly large victory, one of the best of the season?
Yeah, I mean, the defense has to be there too. The reason they got the win the first game, they shot 25% in the first half, but they played really good defense. Now, New Mexico did miss some open shots, like Coach Rice mentioned to you, but the defense has to show up. I mean, this has got to be just a complete game. You can't have one side or the other of offense or defense that doesn't show up and are able to get a win. You're going to have to play good to pretty good on defense and on offense to get a win here.
And final thing, Abe, we talked about it, but in terms of, you're not really trying to get style points anymore, fight for the NCAA tournament. But in terms of that seeding, this is a team, again, that's ahead of you in the standings. And if you get the win tonight, you'll have that tiebreaker.
Yeah, and I think UNLV beat Grand Canyon today, so there's another loss for Grand Canyon. UNLV has, I think, 6 losses in conference.
Yep.
I think that 3 position all the way down to like the 7 position is just going to be completely jumbled up with maybe 6 to 7 losses with all these teams, because I think that San Diego State and Utah State kind of are starting to distance themselves a little bit, especially if Boise State gets a win here against New Mexico.
Abe, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. We'll be listening to you and Bob on the call, and hopefully we could have a victorious – we get one final chat in this building. Hopefully it's a victorious one after the game.
Yeah, I think so too.
Appreciate it, Abe.
All right.
There he is, Abe Jackson. Always appreciate him for coming on the Lithia Ford Boise pregame show with the always positive Abe Jackson here on the pregame show. We appreciate all of you for joining us. We're going to have Dan Dickow hopefully join us. We're hopefully going to have a number of different guests. Rich Waltz is doing the play-by-play. We're going to try to get him on as well. A lot of different things planned here on the Lithia Ford Boise pregame show. Tom Moser is even going to jump in and join us. We're going to do a joint postgame show tonight. We're going to tell you a little about that, but a lot to get to. We appreciate you for joining us. We want your score predictions. We want your, where you're watching from. I've already seen the Buchanan family said they're popping the Sun Cruisers tonight. Always love hearing that. It always makes me jealous, but I'll have plenty for the Super Bowl tomorrow when we get back to Boise on about 2 hours of sleep. But let us know. What's your beverage of choice tonight? What's your score prediction? Who's your player of the game prediction? How you feeling about this one, Bronco Nation? Let us know as you're watching exclusive live coverage of the Broncos warming up here at the pit on Bronco Nation News. And we got to thank a couple sponsors that make this coverage possible. It starts with Lithia Ford of Boise, lithiafordofboise.com, our title sponsor. Whether it's a new or pre-owned vehicle, you can check out their full inventory online at lithiafordofboise.com. Whether it's NIL deals, whether it's their name on all kinds of sponsorship things, they're supporting Boise State more than anybody. So return the favor with Lithia Ford of Boise. I mentioned Sun Cruiser. Sun Cruiser iced tea vodka. They got the lemonade vodkas. Pick them up at Ridley's or Jackson's or your local gas station or grocery store. Sun Cruiser, perfect game day beverage. Pick up a Sun Cruiser today. Pearson Carmichael's he going to be the starter tonight? We'll have to see. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. You can check out Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. All your banking needs, whether it's wanting to do it all online, wanting to have that card control, all the various options. ICCU, the best in mobile e-branch online banking. And shout out to the women's team, by the way, 9th in a row. Big win for Gordy Presnell and company. Almost a 30-point win against a team they already lost to this year. 9 wins in a row for the Boise State women. They've got Natalie Pasco as well with ICCU. Check them out online at ICCU.com. Hey, Jackson's 75-cent fountain drink. You can get that at Jackson's. When the Broncos score 75 points, you can get a 75-cent fountain drink from our friends at Jackson's. 2 days after the game, 75-cent fountain drink. 2 days after the game from our friends at Jackson's using that Let's Go Rewards app. And don't forget, you can get that 99-cent coffee anytime, day or night, from our friends at Jackson's. Another live look here at the pit here at New Mexico. Boise State's 14th and final scheduled game at the pit. 4-9 under Leon Rice. He's coached every game here at the pit for Boise State. They first played here in 2012. And the Broncos 4-9, trying to get that 5th win tonight. They've won 2 of the last 4, though, so lost by 19 last year. Max Rice had 35 points. Who could forget that game in 2024? Overtime loss in 2023 when Tyson Degenhardt hit that three-pointer right before the halftime break. Or right before the end of the game. They were down 3. He hit a 3 with 1 second left to tie it. They lose in overtime. The year before in 2022, they win 71-63. Marcus Shaver Jr. had 18 points in that game. You go back to the 2018 game, they won 73-71. Christian Sengfelder had 24 points. Chandler Hutchison had 23. Derek Marks, who could forget that game way back in 2015, 31 points for Derek Marks in that game back in 2015. So some historic games here for Boise State at the pit, and they're going to try to get one more in their final scheduled meeting here in Albuquerque. Now, we'll get to a couple comments here. Let's see what else we got here. Need some women's coverage. We had Gordy Presnell on the show this week, Tyler. Hopefully you saw that. We had Gordy Presnell on earlier this week, and they're doing great things, and we'll continue to try to get some of their players and coaches on moving forward here. Watching from Minnesota, appreciate you. Why is R.J. Keene out? I believe he's sick. I believe he just has the flu and he's sick. Andrew Meadow is questionable. I'm not sure with what, but he is warming up and looks like he's going to play. But R.J. Keene, I don't even see him here. I don't even think he made the trip. I don't see him out there on the court at all, which means I'm guessing he's just sick from what I've heard. Watching from McCall, appreciate you. Dylan does not have a good feeling about tonight. Hopefully I'm wrong. Larry says, welcome to your favorite place. I do like it here. I know you're saying that sarcastically, but I enjoy coming to the pit. One of my favorite places to come. Watching from Montana, appreciate you. Idaho Falls, coming down from a call for the UNLV game on Friday night. All right. Let's see. Aaron's to step up. The stable's projecting Andrews, Aarons, Buchanan, Meadow, and Fielder. I could certainly see that Aaron's getting the start, but I'm guessing either Nato or Carmichael would be my guess. But you're going to see a lot of different guys playing in this game. You're going to see a lot of minutes from Aarons probably. All right, we're 73-72. Chad Bocut. Watching in Ohio. Appreciate that. The Buchanan family popping the Sun Cruisers. Always appreciate that. 65-59 is the Stables prediction. Who is pulling a Max Rice and dropping 35 tonight? Could that be Pearson Carmichael? Could Pearson Carmichael have like this game out of nowhere and just go crazy? Could it be Andrew Meadow? I mean, who's going to hit 5, 6, 7 threes? Maybe Dylan Anderson if he gets hot and just keeps chucking them up there. Let Nato play loose. He'll be fine. The Rebs that beat the Lopes. Yes, they did. At UNLV. UNLV takes down Grand Canyon. They tried to blow the game, but they didn't. Watching from McCall out here in Tampa, Florida. Appreciate you. Chocolate milk in Twin Falls. All right, that's a good combination. Appreciate that. Mr. Buchanan with his keys hit our shots and bang in the paint. All right, we got a gin and tonic from George. I like that. Yes, you can see Andrew Meadow is warming up right there. He is out there warming up. Got to keep scoring like we have been. I agree. Probably going to need 70 to 80 tonight. Sky saying the 4 seed is wide open. Take care of business, boys. Drinking a rock star. You know what? I got a Red Bull here somewhere that I'm going to pop maybe during the game. We need some crying Lobo fans All right, Nadine. Wow, watching from Tokyo, Japan, where it is Sunday morning. It's already Super Bowl Sunday there. You win the award probably for all right, for furthest away watching. The officials for tonight. I tweeted this out earlier. Your officials for tonight. Chad Barlow, he's number 95 at KenPom. He just did the loss. He did the game against Grand Canyon. Yes, the loss to Grand Canyon in Phoenix just last week was Chad Barlow. He's 95th at KenPom. Tommy Nunez, he's the official that was in the brawl. The brawl at the Malice in the Palace. The Malice in the Palace. That was Tommy Nunez. And then Kevin Rayer, 231st at KenPom as well. 231st at KenPom. Nice enough to join us here. He said he had 5 minutes, so we'll take the 5 minutes. We'll take every minute we can get, well, even if it's 5 of them. We appreciate it. Dan Dickow, I heard you got an extra day that you weren't expecting in Boise the other day.
I did. I had the Gonzaga UP game on, what was that, Wednesday? And there was fog in Spokane. So we get there. We circle Spokane 3 times. They said, well, we're being diverted to Boise. We need gas. And I couldn't get on a flight till 5. I had my son with me. He wanted to go shoot. So quickly call Leon and head down there and
there you go.
Get him a workout, talk to the coaches.
Extra prep work for the game.
Exactly.
Write that off or something. Come
on.
for
sure.
You have some memories in this building. I know I was talking to Leon about it. I read the article Jeff Grammer wrote today, but unfortunately not great ones. Your final college game was in this building, but you came down here and beat New Mexico, the overtime game, Fran Fraschillas Lobos, 2002. I know you've called a lot of games here too, but what's this? You know, we're all getting sentimental with this being Boise State's last trip here. What's kind of your thoughts, your memories, thoughts of this building here?
Oh, it's a great arena with a ton of history. Clearly, you got that 1983 title game where NC State had that shocker. But then you look at how good this program has been over the years and the fan support that they have. It's one of the louder buildings on the West Coast for sure. So, yeah, it's a great arena. I have a love-hate relationship with it just because I won a game here.
Yep.
But then I lost a game here in very disappointing fashion. But tonight should be a great basketball game. I think,
By the way, there's a troll here. He says, Wyoming broke Dan. I saw it.
Thanks, Craig. Craig, thank you. I appreciate it.
He's never going to come on again now. Come on. That was a New Mexico fan. It was a New Mexico fan.
Gotcha.
Come on. But no, Boise State's won 5 of 6. They're playing better. I think I saw Bart Torvik. They have the number. Boise State, since this streak started January 16th, you can use this nugget tonight if you want. The number 18 ranked offense in America, according to Bart Torvik, since they started this 5 of 6 stretch on January 16th. So they figured some things out here. They're playing better, but obviously a big test tonight.
It is a big test. New Mexico, they're coming off a loss to Utah State here at home, which is a place they don't lose at very often. They're a good defensive team as well. Their numbers have slipped on that side of the ball over the last couple games. But, I think for Boise, they're looking better on the offensive end because I think Dylan Andrews is really starting to get comfortable the way they need him to be. There's always an adjustment, especially when you come from a program like UCLA that plays such a different style than what Leon wants to do at Boise State. And he was great in that win against Nevada the other night.
What do you see? I mean, Boise State won the first matchup 62 to 53. I mean, Leon said, hey, they're not going to miss some of the shots they missed in that last game. 53 points is going to be tough to hold them to that again. But in terms of the lower scoring game in Boise, both teams struggled to shoot. It was a defensive battle. How do you see this game in terms of the style kind of playing out?
Well, I think it's going to be a much faster paced game. Both teams want to run when they get opportunities. They're both really good defensively in the half court. So you got to take advantage of any opportunities you can get, whether it's creating a turnover and getting out on a break or getting a rebound. Getting a rebound quickly up the floor because baskets in the half court are going to be hard to come by for either team.
And Leon's teams, man, they typically do this where they have a little lull in the middle of the season and then they get better and improve. I mean, is this kind of taking the trajectory here where I know the schedule isn't particularly easy with some, having to play at Utah State coming up tonight, but do you feel like this team has the makings maybe to win some games and go on a little bit of a run here down the stretch?
I do, and I also see, that the schedule comes back to them a little bit. They have San Diego State at home. I believe they have Utah State. I believe that one's on the road.
But they still have Wyoming, San Jose, Fresno. Yes. I mean, they have some winnable games.
So they've got a chance to continue on this path with this win streak that, you look at the Mountain West as of now, CBS's bracketology only has Utah State in the tournament. There's a couple teams right on the bubble, New Mexico being one of them. But when you look at the overall numbers for Boise State, they're not that far off of being in the conversation, especially if they get on another 4 or 5 game win streak.
Well, Dan, appreciate your time as always, man. We'll let you get back to your prep, and should be close to a sellout. So I can't believe they pay us for this. I mean, it's pretty cool, man.
It is. Have a great one.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Dan Dickow, appreciate him for joining us here on Bronco Nation News. As nice enough to give us a couple minutes as he's getting set to go live here to preview this game, Boise State and New Mexico. And I believe Rich Waltz is going to join us here in a couple minutes as well. Now, let's see. Sorry, a couple questions. RJ does have the flu. That is correct. He is sick. I'm not sure with laws and things what we're supposed to say, and I was trying to beat around the bush, but he didn't get suspended for the technical foul, whatever. He just he has the flu. So appreciate everybody for checking us out. Now, when you come to a game at New Mexico, you know who you're going to be seeing in the parking lot and greeting the team as they get off the bus. I had to track him down and follow him over because the bus stopped in a different spot. But our friend Snake, good close friend to Leon Rice, the super fan for New Mexico, he had plenty of trash talk for Boise State's players. I'm not going to repeat what he called that juice. He said it was Bronco bleep juice that I'm not going to say. But you see Boise State getting off the bus. Snake's trash talking them. He's ready to go. Now, if you're Dylan Andrews and you've never seen this guy, you're Spencer Aarons. Look at him. He's a little confused. Like, who is this guy? Should I be scared right now? Some of these guys that know him, he was actually saying, "Where's my guy Keene? Where's my guy Keene?" I'm like, I don't think he's playing, dude. This is where he said right now, "Where's Keene?" But look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's a legendary New Mexico fan. He's just heckling the crap out of these guys as they get off the bus. And of course, there's Drew Fielder. He's not sure what to think of all this. But of course, it all culminates with him and his buddy Leon Rice.
I was worried about it. I didn't see you at the...
I know. I got up about a few times. Yeah. Oh, you're kidding me. No. I just gave him hell over. I said, I couldn't believe it. I'm not surprised, Coach. How's your dog? How's your dog?
Oh, the best. You got your stuff?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to come back here. Hey.
Look at that. Leon Rice and the Snake embracing on their way into the arena. Good longtime friends. Leon Rice once got Snake a job. I think everybody's heard the story by now, but Leon Rice met Snake. And as the story goes, Snake was applying for a job, and Leon Rice, Snake found out that the general manager of the restaurant he was trying to get a job at actually was a Boise State grad here in town. And so he got in contact with Leon Rice, and Leon Rice ended up being one of the references for this job. And the guy called on behalf of Snake, and Leon Rice gave him a positive review and helped him get the job. I mean, if you're a Boise State grad in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Leon Rice calls you, or you get a reference, you get a chance to call Leon Rice for a job, you're going to do it. And he did it, and he helped him get a job. How about that? Leon Rice helping Snake get a job here. So I'm going to turn the camera here to show some of the students as they kind of pile in. And I believe Rich Waltz is going to join us here in a minute as well. There's the student section filling up as always. Snake's going to be down there in the front row. They're expecting over 14,000 here tonight as Boise State gets set to take on New Mexico here at the pit. We want those score predictions. We want those shout-outs. Where are you watching from? We'll give you a shout-out. Let us know. Somebody said plug the businesses. All right. I'll plug a few more sponsors while we wait for Rich Waltz to come on over. That includes Taco Bell. TacoBellWorks.com. Shout out Stan Nicolason and Company. They're providing some tacos for the Reigns Super Bowl party tomorrow. TacoBellWorks.com, the SON Management Group, the Nicolason family. We appreciate Taco Bell, whether it's the crispy chicken strips, the Cantina Bowls, the breakfast quesadillas. Hit up a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. The Blue and Orange Store online, theblueandorange.store.com. You're looking for Boise State gear. The game is going to be a stripe out on what day is that? Friday against UNLV. It's going to be a stripe out, so make sure you see which color shirt you're supposed to wear. And you can do that at the Blue and Orange Store online at theblueandorange.store.com. They got those customized jerseys, all that gear online at the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. Hey, Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Check them out online, BauscherRealEstate.com. Matt Bauscher, best in the business. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, check out Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. All right, we won't waste any more of his time. We appreciate the great Rich Waltz for joining us.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good. This is one of the great venues in all of not just college basketball, but all sports. And I say that as someone who's done games at Yankee Stadium and Notre Dame football and places like that. The pit is just so unique.
Busch Stadium, you left that one off. Come on.
The beer's cold there. I like, the new ones. I like the new one better than the old one.
There's a lot of nostalgia in Boise with Leon Rice, the final scheduled meeting here, and it really is a shame with these conferences. You look at the way the TV deal came out, and it's kind of similar for both schools, and they're all scrounging to find new members, and we'll see what it ends up looking like, but there's a lot of casualties when it comes to realignment and breaking up these conferences, and New Mexico, just such a good basketball program. The Pit, such an iconic place, and I know Boise State hasn't had I think they're 4-9 down here under Leon, but just some memories and great games, and it kind of stinks that at least for now, this is the last scheduled meeting.
It is, but I will say this. I believe both the Pac-12 and the Mountain West need each other in terms of basketball scheduling because it makes sense geographically, and it makes sense in that you can get some quad 2, maybe a quad 1 if it's a neutral site.
They got to fill 16 non-conference games now.
Yeah, so I think the two leagues, as acrimonious as it feels at the moment, I think they'll play each other. I think in basketball and in football, there will be Pac-12 Mountain West matchups in the future.
Yeah.
Certainly not, not like it is now. But I don't think this is. I wouldn't be surprised if Leon finds his way back to the Pit again.
I would enjoy that. By the way, Jordan says, "Sweet Caroline pregame, Broncos by 1 billion." So I see you kind of tapping the foot a little bit.
This is a song that has become such a great anthem. I think the Fenway Park.
Yeah,
really pushed this song out first, and everybody's singing along, and now it's in basketball venues, it's in football venues, and certainly baseball.
Now I gave this nugget to Dan when he came on. If he doesn't use it, you can steal it and use it on the broadcast tonight. But since January 16th, when Boise State started this 5 of 6 winning streak here, according to BartTorvik.com, they have the number 18 ranked offense in America. The offense has really turned it on here. It's playing at a top 20 offense over almost the last month here. What are you seeing in this team? You've done a number of their games this season, previous seasons. I know the schedule is part of it. They played a really hard schedule, then it eased up a little bit. But they are 5-1 in their last 6. What do you make of this current state of the Boise State team?
We actually have a graphic that we'll use in our Open, if we get our Open on, that has Boise State's offensive resurgence. Last 12 games, 6-6. And over the last 6, they're 4th in the nation in offensive efficiency, and that's points per possession.
Okay.
So that lines up with everything. I think a lot of it to me is, Dylan Andrews was terrific in the overtime win against Nevada. I think he's feeling more comfortable. He played in a system that isn't real guard-friendly or offensive-friendly at UCLA for a good long while. And it's taken a while for, Leon has talked about having to tell him, look, if you take a shot and you don't make it, don't look at me. I don't want you to look over your shoulder. Just, take the next shot. And so I think that pays off. And look, the crazy thing about Boise State, they're not that far back in the net. They're 59 in the net. I don't know that they can, without getting 4 quad 1 wins, including a couple in Vegas in the tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know that they can get to an at-large, but they certainly can be the hottest team in the league going into Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And we've seen in that tournament teams that come from a 4 or 5 seed or wherever they may end up, who are hot and end up in the NCAA tournament.
You did the 3 overtime game against at San Diego State, where Boise State had that game won. It seemed like a number of times. Incredible comeback. Dylan Andrews misses that jumper.
That's a jumper that
season changing,
and for me really upset me, because in that arena we are seated next to the visiting coaches.
Yeah.
And as Andrews came up the floor, you saw the clock. I saw Andrews. I saw the shot go up. I saw it go into the rim. And the next thing I saw was Leon Rice's butt and another assistant coach. They were right in front of me. And initially I called it good. Initially I said he got it. And then it was like, oh, he didn't get it, because I saw it go in the rim and then roll out.
Oh, okay.
So this one of those calls as an announcer, you're like, you know what? I kicked it, but it was like I saw it going in, and then all of a sudden the Boise coaches blocked me.
Yeah.
But if that shot goes in, like I hoped it would,
well, then maybe
that changes. Maybe they don't have the funk
against Grand Canyon or whatever.
Grand Canyon,
yeah,
or the hangover from the 3 overs. That was one of the great college basketball games this year in any league.
No doubt.
It's one of the best that I've ever seen. Boise had opportunities to win that game and didn't. San Diego State had opportunities to win it in regulation and in one of the 2 overtimes, and didn't until the 3rd overtime.
Final thing for you. I know you got to get back to your broad. Are we going to be? Are we pushed back 5 minutes again? What's the game before us?
Yeah,
here?
and the technical term is slide.
Okay, are we slided to 8:15 or what? Did we
who's
slide?
Was it Dizzy Dean, the former Cardinal, that said slud? Did he use that word?
I think so. Yeah,
Did he slud in a second?
Yeah,
it's been slud. So,
by the way, like I hoped it would. Man, I love Rich. You got a lot of fans, and
I do.
Are you going to get a chance to do some more home games on the Blue finally again? Now that CBS have some home now has control of Pac-12.
If I have my way, absolutely.
I think you might, because in the years past they've just done the road games for. Fox has had the home games.
No, CBS has the whole.
Yeah,
they have the lead pick. I believe,
so I think
in the Pac-12.
CBS will finally have some home games on the Blue again.
Yes,
yeah.
And so I hope so. The last time I was there, Scott Matlock caught like his 2nd touchdown pass against Utah State. It was on a Friday.
Okay.
A Thanksgiving Friday, and Matlock had caught one the year before.
Oh, it was a Utah State game.
At Utah State.
Yeah, okay.
And then he caught one the next year, right?
That's
against
right.
Utah
yeah,
State.
that's right. All right, well, final thing, because I know you got stuff
Maybe
to
the
do.
Rams could schedule Utah State.
There you go.
There you go.
That'd be great. Appreciate your time. Final thing. First time these two teams played, December 30th up in Boise, 62-53. 53 points. What are you expecting similar differences from that game tonight?
We are referring to it on our show tonight as a rock fight in Boise, because it really was. Here's the telling stat in that one. There were 11 assists combined. Just 11 assists in the whole game. That's how much of a defensive struggle it is. I think in front of this crowd and after the Utah State loss, I think New Mexico really pushes tempo. And the Broncos can score and they can run as well. I think this game will be a lot more fluid than the game up at Boise State. I think the Broncos will play well. I think New Mexico will play well. I'm really interested to see how Jake Hall shoots for New Mexico. He was 1 of 10 in that loss at Boise, 0 of 7 from 3. He's such a huge part of their game. And then I want to see how the Broncos handle Bouillon inside. As I look at my chart.
Oh, here we go. Sneak peek.
Look down at the bench. The Boise State bench has been really
he's out tonight.
Really good. Yep, I know he's not here.
Yep.
Although the rumor is he's hosting a watch party back in Boise. But it's apparently just a rumor. But no, Aarons is a guy I think,
like how you put the pronunciation.
Yeah.
You don't spell it the way it's supposed to be spelled. You put your pronunciation.
Even Aarons,
can we show them that there?
It.
You got Aarons, NATO. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
But I think Aarons is a big key tonight because they're gonna go right after Fielder, right? They're gonna try to get him in foul trouble. And Aarons, Jimmy, just looking at his numbers his last 4 games, he's averaging 9 a game.
Yeah.
He's playing well. Parolin is coming off one of his best games as a Bronco against Nevada.
Yeah.
I think the Boise bench tonight is a real key.
All right.
So
Pearson Carmichael's my click too. He's going to be starting in place of Keene.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a big key as well.
Peanut needs to hit like his first couple shots and then get rolling. And
this young guy Bun's been playing some now. He's going to be a guy to keep an eye on here. Should be fun. Appreciate you, Rich. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Always appreciate it. Any more games the rest of the season here? What do you got? What do you got coming up?
I have you guys. I go up to your place the next to the last regular season game.
San Diego State?
San Diego State.
Senior night. That'll be a fun
Senior
one.
night.
Yeah,
And then
that'll
I've
be a fun
got
one.
I'm not at the Mountain West tournament this year because I'm doing the World Baseball Classic.
Nice.
So I'm in Houston.
Okay.
With Team USA and Mexico. It's like 12 games in 8 days in early March.
That's awesome.
It is.
We're trying to get down for spring break and take my kids. I took my youngest kid to the Japan USA Championship last time.
Yep. I've done. This will be my 5th.
That's awesome.
I've been in Puerto Rico, 2 of them in Japan. My last one was in Phoenix, and then this year I'm in Houston. So it's really a cool event. But I'll see you guys up against San Diego State.
Looking forward to it. We'll have the parade ready on Broadway when you pull into town.
Yeah, right.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Rich.
See ya.
Best in the business, Rich Waltz. Always appreciate him for jumping on and joining us here on Bronco Nation News. I mean, he's literally going on the air in like 15 minutes, and he's nice enough to join us here. And we always appreciate Rich for his time, and always enjoy having him on the call for Boise State games. Rich Waltz, nice enough to join us here on Bronco Nation News. All right, we still got a lot to get to. Tom Moser's going to pop in a minute. Going to maybe hear from Leon Rice if we have time. Still 20 minutes on the clock. This game got pushed back, it looks like, to 8:15 for the start time. Hey, I want to thank Signature Roofing, mysignatureroofing.com. Check them out online, mysignatureroofing.com. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, check out mysignatureroofing.com for all your roofing needs. Signature Roofing online at mysignatureroofing. Hey, Element Fencing will pick that defensive player of the game coming up on the postgame show. 25 years, Brady & Company, whether it's a deck, a pergola, a fence, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl, they can do it all. 25 years in the fencing business. ElementFencing.com. Hit them up. They're ready for all your fencing needs. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Both teams back on the floor. We'll keep showing you warm-ups here momentarily. ShopRidleys.com. If you're looking for just a hometown grocery store, great prices, great family-friendly environment, atmosphere, don't go to the corporate folks. Go local. Go Ridley's Family Markets. Speaking of which, rowpaint.com. Go local with them as well. 20% off your winter painting projects at rowpaint.com. Whether it's the interior, exterior painting, those concrete coatings, they are ready for all your painting needs at rowpaint.com. And Transportation Compliance Service, transcomservice.com. You can get into the trucking industry at Transportation Compliance Service. All your trucking needs, if you're looking for a job, they'll do all the paperwork and everything. Transportation Compliance Service. All right, you got a live look here. The officials have taken the floor. The Broncos in all black uniforms tonight taking the floor as well here at the iconic pit, where in about 20 minutes, Boise State, for the 14th and final scheduled time, will play here at the pit at New Mexico. And we have Boise State is the last game of the night tonight, guys. There's a couple games going on, but trying to figure out logistics for tonight. And we figured instead of me having to hurry off and making Tom Moser wait, or Tom going and me having to wait, we decided to try something new tonight, a joint postgame show. Another night in the Mountain West and the Jacksons postgame show are going to be one feed, 2 shows. And Tom Moser, nice enough to join me for a couple of minutes here as we get ready to have this game tonight. And Tom, I appreciate you, man. Wish you were here at the pit. We're hoping to get you to the conference tournament to see some of these games and teams in person, but a fun day of Mountain West basketball, big game tonight, and we're going to do a joint show tonight, and so I thought it made sense for you to pop on for a few minutes here pregame and set the stage for us here, man. How we doing?
I'm good. How are you? What's the vibe down there in the pit? What's the vibe?
I think it's good, man. The crowd's filing in here. You know, last time I was here, they had this thing called the Oblivious Cam, and they put me on it, and I didn't realize it for like 3 minutes. And I think it was Tyson Degenhart that had to yell up to me that I was on the Oblivious Cam, and I finally looked up, and like half the arena was making fun of me and cheering. So I've been extra aware tonight, and I have not made it on the Oblivious cam to this point. So I'm winning. I'm winning tonight.
Well, I guess that's an appropriately named cam then, if they're calling it the Oblivious cam. But so you said, first of all, how great is Rich Walls? He follows me and we interact a little bit on social media. He's fantastic. So I'm glad he's calling the game.
Yeah, no doubt. Rich Waltz and Dan Dickow both coming on live here right before the game. How about that? I'm going to show you maybe your favorite guy in the building right here if I can get the camera figured out. Your guy Tommy Nunez. There's the 3 stars of the show. You, me, and the 3 officials right there.
That was my next question. As you mentioned right before you brought me on it, the guys in the stripes were out on the floor, and I was going to ask you who it was because I did not see Grammer's tweet about it. So Tommy Nunez, you never know what you're going to get with Nunez. Who else do we have out there?
We have 2 other guys. Chad Barlow. He's number 94 at KenPom. He's done some Mountain West games. And then a guy that I've never heard of. He's ranked 234th at KenPom. He's only like 29 years old. He's a young official, so we'll see in this atmosphere how he handles it. Kevin Rayer, he did do a Fresno, Wyoming game a couple weeks ago, but mostly does the Summit League and the MAC League. He just did Denver and North Dakota State in Fargo on Thursday. He's done 24 games this year. Kevin Rayer is the 3rd official, a young guy, which typically, we'll see how a young guy that's never ref the game in the pit, how he handles that. But Chad Barlow, I think he did the Boise State Grand Canyon game in Phoenix last week. He's 95th at KenPom. He's actually the guy on the left there with his arms crossed. He's the highest ranked official. And then my nice stat about Tommy Nunez, Tom, he was an NBA ref, and I think you know this, but he was the ref in the Malice in the Palace game, the fight with Ron Artest in the stands, and that's him running down the court right there. He was you watch that documentary and rewatch that.
Oh yeah,
there's Ron Artest and all these huge guys, and there's 5'3" Tommy Nunez trying to break it up. It didn't go too well, but he does a ton of Mountain West games, and he's here tonight.
Well, I would say that with Nunez on the whistle, the odds are about 50-50 that there's a technical somewhere along the line tonight. Maybe Leon might be the favored outcome to get the technical, but certainly could be a double technical among the players. But Nunez has been short with the leash here for technicals lately, and so have the other officials. I've seen Barlow a few times. Let's hope that the other guy doesn't become a focus in about 3 hours. So.
No doubt. So tonight, when they win the Boise State game,
BJ's having some bandwidth issues apparently, or is that just me? I got a frozen BJ. Anybody else? I've lost you, BJ. Is it me? Is it anybody out there? Okay. It was BJ that we lost BJ. So before BJ comes back in, okay, Jordan, thank you. And those sick that said that, okay, he's unplugging. Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of Wi-Fi going on there. Are you back, BJ?
You got me. Am I back?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Usually we get the Ethernet, but here at the pit, we're only on Wi-Fi. I mean, they literally put us in the middle of the stands. There's like a fan in front of me, fans behind me. I mean, like, it's like, am I back?
Okay. Yeah. It's slightly choppy. It's like a post-game interview with one of the coaches in the locker room, but it's all right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm supposed to be on a good Wi-Fi here that nobody it's not. It's not working as nice as it's supposed to. But all right, Tom. Do you still have me or no?
Yeah, I got you.
Kind of.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
All right. I was trying. We're going to do a joint show tonight. You're going to call it another night in the mountain YouTube on your Twitch game show on mine. And I don't know if you have me or not still. I think I lost. Oh, if you can, you're not. Am I still there?
Yeah, you're in and out,
here?
but I got the gist of it. Yeah, we got the dual show coming. Yeah. I can hear the PA announcer, but I did not. All right, so we lost BJ. All right, so as BJ tries to get reconnected, what he's saying, we are going to do a joint show. I will connect the same way that I normally would. I'll create my link and show on another night in the Mountain West. BJ will create his. We'll join it together so you can watch whichever feed you want. Obviously, come on and comment through it. Hopefully, his Wi-Fi will be better. It likely will, because more people will be. Everybody will be out of the arena at that point, and less people on the internet. So I'm sure that's what's kind of bogging it down now. Now, I did see BJ's tweet earlier, about an hour ago, that Meadows questionable and Keene is out. So I did not know what was going on with any of that stuff. BJ's back, but that's going to hurt the Broncos' depth tonight. BJ, I was just saying, Meadow questionable and Keene out. I did not know that stuff was happening.
Yeah, and that's why I had you come in here, because I knew my internet was about to go out at the exact time that we've had great internet for 40 minutes, and then you pop on and all of a sudden it goes to crap. Yeah. So I just switched networks to the public Go Lobos network. I had to type in Go Lobos on my computer here, so hopefully nobody holds it against me. But so hopefully you explained the show tonight, or tried to, what we're going to do tonight.
Yep. Yeah. Look, they can come in and watch through my feed. They can come in and watch through your feed. You're going to be there in the pit. I'm going to be here, as I normally would. We'll talk about your game. And then whenever you decide, I don't know how long you're going to stay. You could stay as long as you want. We'll talk about the rest of the day, because we've already had some other good action going on.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll fire it up right when the Boise game ends, and I don't know if the Nevada game? What's the other game going on at the same time?
Nevada Fresno will probably end earlier because it's on the Mountain West Network.
Okay,
so.
And that's actually an intriguing game for me. Fresno's been playing pretty well, but
so
we'll fire it up. You and me will probably talk for 5-ish minutes. They usually get pretty quick about sending us a player and a coach, so we'll talk for 5 minutes about this game. I'll take it and interview Leon and a player. We'll probably have another 5-10 minutes of banter back and forth on this game. And then it will turn into another night in the Mountain West. We'll change the graphic. You'll take over as the host, and I'll head back. I do have like a 6:25 a.m. flight tomorrow out of Albuquerque. And the only negative is, unfortunately, from experience, none of the bars are open that early at the Albuquerque airport. So I can't have a pre-flight mimosa or something. I mean, I'm that guy, Tom. I'm the guy at 5:30 that has to have a drink before he flies. So I'm not afraid to admit it. Give me something to sip on before a flight, and that's not really possible in Albuquerque. So we'll try to make it to Vegas, where they'll be open in the bars there on the layover to get back for the Super Bowl. But early flight. So the point is not going to be a super late night for me. And I'm going to let you just take over and host, and I'll get back to my hotel and write a story, and hopefully get in bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. But we'll both go on together. Going to be a fun show. You're going to call it another night in the Mountain West. I'm going to call it Jackson's postgame show, but it's the same show, same feed, and I'm not hitting a dispensary. They're all saying I should hit a dispensary.
I see that, yeah.
Sun Cruiser, Breakfast of Champions. I would love a Sun Cruiser at 6:30 tomorrow morning. That may not be possible. No RJ Keene. He's got the flu. He didn't even make the trip down here. He has the flu. He's not here. Andrew Meadow is questionable. I think he might be sick too, but he is warming up and is expected to start and play. Pearson Carmichael will get the start in place of RJ Keene tonight. Still 8 minutes on the clock here, so we'll go another 5 minutes or so, Tom, and then get out of here. I know you got other games to watch as well, but no Keene tonight. Carmichael getting the start, and Leon's been using that bench lately, Tom, so there's going to be 40 more minutes for some of those bench guys to get some more work.
Well, where it hurts him is the fact that, Keene's a guy who you would love to stick on Jake Hall, right? I mean, Keene's a guy who's going to do exactly what you want him to do defensively. And, Hall's their number one go-to guy. He's obviously not going to guard Bouillon in the paint. So we would stick him, if you're a Boise fan, you're going to stick him on Jake Hall. Clearly that's not an option now. So it's gonna fall on Carmichael. It's gonna fall on, who knows, maybe Dylan Andrews takes that on for a little bit. We'll see who else wants to take that on. Meadow maybe. Buchanan can certainly defend different positions on the floor, but you got to cut Jake Hall off. The Lobos will be. Go ahead, BJ. Oh, you're okay. So this was a matchup up in Boise probably 5 weeks ago where the Lobos really struggled to generate offense. So we'll see if it was a matchup thing. You'd expect you're going to get the best effort out of the Lobos tonight, being that they just kind of laid an egg in the big showdown on Wednesday. So they should be ready to go. Now you're already down a guy. As BJ pointed out, look, Leon's dug into the bench more so this year than he's used to doing. And, are those guys up for the task for extended minutes tonight on the road? Never an easy thing to do. That's one of the things I always say. Role players, younger guys on the road in difficult environments. It's not easy to do. So they're going to get put to the test here in a little bit. Yeah, absolutely sick. Aaron's is a big guy, and Peanut too, because let's face it, I think it's pretty clear that Peanut's been pretty inconsistent. I don't want to say disappointing, but he's been inconsistent. So he needs to show up and show out tonight for sure.
No doubt. They just fans behind me are complaining about the light, and then somebody from the arena just came over and asked how much longer I'm going to have my show going because my tripod is blocking their view of the court, where there is, as you can see,
I see
a whole lot going on right now, Tom, on the court, and yet they're wondering when I'm going to take my tripod down because I'm blocking their view here. So I'm not making friends at the pit here with my pregame show.
Well, I mean, listen, we got a rivalry here. Remember, you know well from the baseball teams thing and Leon a few years ago that, in this conference, we got different teams that are going to look and fan bases that are going to look for anything to kind of, pick on. So, they're just a little worried that you're going to block their view once the game starts. And, it's all good. You'll get out of the way.
All right, now the lights are off, so we should end this thing here pretty soon. We'll show the teams run on the court, and then we'll call it. But any quick thoughts, Tom? You mentioned the game in Boise was 62-53. Do we expect it to be another defensive slugfest, lower-scoring game tonight, or?
Yeah, I don't think they'll get up into the 80s tonight. I just don't. Like New Mexico, although I will say this, that New Mexico's defense the last two games now, I mean, we kind of forget because they won the game. Obviously, they got shredded on Wednesday by Utah State, but the game before last weekend, they gave up a ton of points. I think they gave up 80 to San Jose State, and we kind of just glossed over it because they won comfortably by 10 on the road in that game, but they gave up 80 to San Jose State, and now they backed it up by giving up 86 to Utah State. So there may be a path to some points for Boise here, especially if Andrews can shoot it and play the way he played in the last few games. So I think we mentioned a lot of other guys. I think Andrews is the key tonight, that he certainly plays the way he did the other night. Boise has a really good chance.
Well, Tom, we appreciate it. Again, it's going to be a fun post-game show. I'll create the feed for us, and we'll meet back here on StreamYard right when the Boise game ends, and we'll talk about the Boise game. We'll have Coach Rice. We'll have a player or two. As you see the New Mexico Lobos taking the floor here at the pit as we're 4 minutes on the clock, close to a sellout crowd expected here. You got to come here sometime, Tom. It's got to be on your bucket list, man. Game at the pit is pretty darn cool as you see the teams here and the way it literally is a pit. I mean, it's a pretty cool place here, and we're looking forward to a great game tonight. So, Tom, we'll be here on the post-game show. We'll discuss this game, all the other games, and we hope folks will come back and join us on all the various channels. We appreciate you, Tom. Enjoy the game, man, and we'll talk to you post-game.
You enjoy the game. Talk to you soon, my friend.
All right, there he is, Tom Moser, best in the business. We appreciate him for his support and help here on Bronco Nation News. That'll do it. The Lithia Ford Boise pregame show from the Sun Cruiser Studios. We're 4 minutes from tip-off. You see Boise State warming up, getting ready here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Flip on over to the CBS Sports Network. Enjoy the game, everybody. We'll talk to you on the post-game show. Go subscribe. Check out BroncoNationNews.com. You got about 10 minutes till tip-off. You can go read our pregame coverage. We appreciate you guys. Enjoy the game. And we'll talk to you post-game. Bronco Nation News from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Lithia Ford Boise, our title sponsor. Live coverage here at the pit. Exclusive coverage. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you guys post-game on Bronco Nation News.